Hey guys, how's it going? tmanplays here with another Warno game for you today. And this one is going to be part of the April monthly tournament. This is going to be round one facing Warno here. The bands for this game were going to be 7th Panzer, 79th Guards, and 39th. So, with that in mind, we picked the 3rd Armored here as we had the first pick, being Player 2, and the counter pick from Warno was the 5th Panzer Division. So, if you look at the map, see a very lopsided force on this right hand side. That's because we're going to try and go really aggressive into his area over here. As I'm thinking, since he's playing 5th, he's probably going to buy some Leo 2A3s for the middle, be kind of defensive here, and I can catch him off guard with a push to Charlie. So our LRS spots some Fern Spare. Our Apache here is just running up to clear the way. Sadly, though, Fern Spare here gonna get some good shots on the Apache and gonna be able to stun us down. Can no longer see the Fern Spare, so we're just having a little bit of issues trying to clear that out. And as our force is arriving, we see another unit of infantry coming up, so we're gonna have to unload these guys early, as we don't want them going down. My Apache here also gonna pull back to help with that engagement. Alpha Jet gonna take out our LRS. And our weapon system has now failed on this Apache, so we can no longer fire. So, going to be forced to try and pull that back to save it. As all our infantry trying to take out the Fern Spare here. So we are even on the ticks. 45 to 12 lead. Just a draw for now. Apache ends up getting shot down. Abrams command is now coming up. And our tow doing a good job of keeping away these armored vehicles. But my push on this side is not going as well as I would have liked, as my infantry is pretty damaged. My tank can no longer really push up until I get my infantry back, and the Alpha Jet there just continues to bring a lot of pain to me, as my PVADs aren't doing the job. So we've already lost this area. We see he has the recon infantry coming here. Reinforcement wise, bring up another Apache to help clear this out. And we're bringing in an M1A1 to this area to just defend our CV, as he is getting pretty aggressive now in the middle, which is smart because obviously we don't have anything here. He can feel that, judging by he already has things here and here. So the pressure is starting to ramp up, as I'm just deciding to move my M1A1 anyways, as I feel like he won't really have anything to deal with that. The Apache here, not really an issue, as we have the double PVAD, so that's fine, we can deal with that, and I'm just gonna kind of hide my tank CV for the moment. So we're out of tows now, still have a lot of armor to deal with. Thankfully our M1A1 has shown up, so we can start putting in the work there. LRS is going to go down though, so now we're not going to have any recon on this area. See the cluster coming in, trying to move my tank away. Don't have enough AA to be able to shoot that down. Luckily, do dodge most of the cluster there, and I'm trying to pull back the Apache for repairs, as it's only on 1 point of health now. M1A1 doing a great job of dealing with the Leopards. Don't want to get side-shotted by this Martyr 1A3 though. So I was going to smoke, but seeing that the missile hit the ground, we're now going to pull back to engage that. Getting supply up for our tow as well. And we're going to start getting some recon up to scout this area, so that our armor can be a little bit more comfortable. I still do know that the recon is here, so I'm bringing in some infantry and an Apache here as well, just to try and deal with that. I don't really want to move my CV though. I guess I could move it in the open, but I'm just basically leaving it in this area, forcing him to come to me. If he gets there, that's fine. I have another CV in reserve here that I can then move in. And you'll see our Apache did make it back, so we're going to be able to heal it up pretty nicely. I'm just being really aggressive with my M1A1 here, as German infantry doesn't really have great AT, so our tanks can just kind of frontally engage his infantry no problem. On this side, our CV still alive, giving us a nice +2 tick, buying up some dragons to hopefully help the push in there. And we've repaired our AT4 and our dragon team with our M35 supply here. So just going to be scouting ahead with those, providing some more support. Jaeger did catch out my CV there, so you'll see immediately moving my other CV to the zone. Our Apache got there just a little too late. And we're spotting the Fern Spare on this side with our AT4. So I'm going to move my Abrams to help with that engagement. As the Milan 2 here, doing quite a bit of damage to my M1A1, so I'm going to have to smoke that, pull that back, and try and repair. Also order up some more supply. And I'm just going to defend my CB here with the M1A1 in case he did sneak across more infantry. But tank here, dealing nicely with the Fern Spare. Going to allow us back into this little forest area. Dragon team able to catch out another Leo 1 there. And we see a 2A4 in the back. So we know he's put a lot of investment into trying to defeat my counter push here. So now we're just going to start focusing solely on the middle, as we don't really want to spend too much more investment here. And with our CV about to go down to the cluster, our push in Charlie is now done. So we're going to switch to pure defensive on this side now. Fliegerfaust here has a really nice line of sight somehow on my Apache. I did have it lowered like this, but he's still able to get shots on it. So not sure about that one. Kind of weird line of sight there. But we do have some LRS now in the middle. Going to be able to spot the 2 Fliegerfaust. And you'll see I'm just pulling back my forces on this side now and just buying some AT4s in case he decides to get aggressive. So the AT4 over here lets me know he's not behind my line because it's a Fliegerfaust. We're just going to decide to take that engagement as he was firing at me anyways. And I see the 2A4 approaching my AT4 team here, so we're going to pull that back, maybe try and sneak a side shot in. And we also spot the Leopard 1A5. So I know I'm playing 5th Panzer. I know he only has Fliegerfaust and Gepards and Rolands. So all quite expensive AA. So I'm fine just to fly this Apache straight across his line, test out his AA. And sure enough, the bet seems to be paying off as we're not being fired upon by any AA. So our Apache can now just take out his Leopard 1A5. So we'll get the next little round off here. And that allows us full control of the middle now. I did get quite aggressive with the supply, gonna try and save that. But now we're just gonna pull back our Apache because it did what we needed it to do. That allows our M1A1 to engage this 2A3 in the open. But don't want to take too many more shots from that. We are gonna force him to disengage though. And now we have our AHAs starting to show up, which is gonna be a big advantage for us here. So I've already captured basically the whole right side of the middle. I don't have enough forces to adequately push this area yet, so just going to start building up. Do need to repair these Apaches in the rear, and you'll see I'm finally buying my first 2 Chaparrals just to help deal with the amount of aircraft that he's brought in. As he does have, I think, 2 cluster planes at this point and 2 or 3 of these Alpha Jet rockets. So he is going to catch me out here, the Recon and the Alpha Jet, but that's fine. We're just purely defensive here now. And we have full control of the middle, which is giving us the nice +3. Pretty healthy lead in the first 10 minutes here. So I'm fine just to sit back for now and build up my forces. LRS trying to deal with the Milan 2 here. So Dragon fires on the Martyr. just slowly pushing up some M1A1s. Are going to get hit by a few rockets there. And sure enough, chaparrals aren't up yet, so this Alpha Jet can just fly freely over my line. But you'll see we have pretty nice line of units across the middle here.
Yes, Captain.
As our second HA now approaches.
Right up. Get in formation.
So just going to repair my tanks here, some supply, get them ready for the next push, as I want to take this area so that I can completely cut them out of the middle.
Get down.
And we also see our first unit on the left side here, just an AF clear. But I'm buying an Abrams and some infantry to basically clear this out as well, as I want to maintain control here to protect my flank as I do my push. Cluster plane coming in for the M1A1. Funnily enough, though, it actually misses my tank here. Goes all around both sides. Does route it, though, so that's going to be out of action for a while. If he followed that up with some armor, that would have been really nice, because he would have been able to take this out pretty easily, as I don't have AT in this area. So it is going to force me to push up my HA, in case he does push, as I saw this kind of leopard creeping up. Don't want to lose a tank. Alright, so trying to catch out, I believe this is a Martyr. Yep, Martyr 1A3, gonna be able to take that out. And I've just pushed my infantry just a little bit further to give me an idea of what he might be sending along my right, as I feel like he might be trying to push me here eventually, as I still don't know what happened with that 2A4. Also buying some defensive units in the toes here, just to protect the open ground. And my chaparral is going to be moving up on this side, and I moved my other chaparral to the left in case he decides to send any Apaches to the middle. And our M1A1 finally now unrouted, so we'll be sending that back up shortly. Big engagement here with the HA and the 2A3. Got to force him to disengage, as we do have the advantage there. And our chaparral here gets 2 hits, the help from the PVADs, able to take out that Tornado HE. And it did not kill our LRS, but did significantly damage them. So on the left, all our infantry has now arrived. Just going to push that through the tree line here. We did kind of zone what he has with our Apache. Doesn't really have much here, so we're just going to pull back our Apache now, as we don't need it. Chaparral able to catch out the Alouette there, as we see another cluster plane coming in for this M1A1. Able to take that out with both chaparrals, and he only catches the tail of our M1A1 there, so able to keep that alive. This M1A1 having a really rough day with cluster planes trying to target it. But still at a +3. Got almost a 900 point lead now. And we're slowly putting pressure on this corner, as our repaired Abrams on this side now able to engage the Fern Spare. And we've healed up our LRS. Don't have any AT in this area though, but our Abrams can happily take out any vehicles that decide to cross up. 2A3 here, engaging my M1A1. HA, gonna try and get a nice side shot on that. And sure enough, get a very nice hit on the 2A3. Gonna force him to smoke off. Another cluster plane coming from my M1A1 there, able to take that out with my chaparrals, and the M1 finally goes down. So, thinking he doesn't have a lot of AA here, you'll see just pushing across my Apache again, as I saw the Leo 1A1, and our gun can take that out because it's so lightly armored. But Warno this time does have a Gepard here, in the back. Gonna try and pull back the Apache, but it's too late. On this side, what appears to be a Roland hit our
United
Apache.
States crew,
So
welcome
trying to
aboard.
pull that away so we don't get shot again. And we finally lost our LRS in this corner.
Get me out of here.
But our AT4 is doing a
Enemies
great
in
job
range, so
of pushing out his
approach.
Leos
Talk, gunner.
on the top left. So you'll see, starting to get more ground with my Abrams now,
Well done, guys.
as I'm feeling like I can probably push these to the outer edge soon. And on the right, no action. Am buying some recon though, so my
What are your
M1A1 can see
orders,
anything
sir?
that tries to sneak in this tree line.
Ah, I'm hit. We can't take it anymore.
So HA gonna be able to nicely deal
All
with
ammo
the Milan
spent.
2 here. Didn't want to get hit by it though, so I did
Successful
just
hit.
smoke and then push up again.
Ryan, get down.
We see a bunch of his units just over the crest of the hill here,
Just get me out of here.
as well as on this side, a bunch of infantry starting to approach. So I am going to decide to pull back my tanks, as I don't want to get super close, especially with an Apache here. Um, as long as I control the majority of this objective, he can't really push in because of the new areas of the zone. He has to push a CV pretty aggressively. And whenever he does push in, I can just kind of push him back and push him out,
This is Red 2.
force him to get
Enemy
another
spotted.
CV, and control the engagement that way. And with one of my infantry squads here, gonna push it to this area just so I can scout kind of what's in the middle here. As my HA
I hear you
pretty
loud and
easily able to
clear.
deal with all these Panzer Grenadiers. I am gonna pull it back just a little bit though, as we don't want to
Job,
take
gunner.
too many Carl Gustav shots.
Successful hit.
But able to deal with a lot of his force there. And now we're getting
Waiting
our
for
LRS
instructions.
repaired. Another
This is
LRS
Red
here,
2.
just to
Enemy
provide line of
spotted.
sight over anything he pushes over the hill. As we see another Leopard 1A5. And sure enough, gonna do exactly what we said. Push up
Red
our
6.
HA just a little
Mount it
bit,
up. Successful
snipe
hit.
that with one hit,
Careful. Enemies
and then
nearby.
hide it back in the tree line.
Damn, that was close.
283 there,
I
also
got him.
gets whacked by the HAs. Gonna force him to smoke off, pull back for repairs. And, well, we're gonna just pull back just a little bit, just in case.
Good job,
It would kill
gunner.
off another Milan 2, and that shows you the importance of having a recon here. If I didn't have the recon here, or the recon here, probably wouldn't be able to see the Milan 2, which would then have free shots over our tanks, but because we have the recon, easily able to deal with anything he pushes at us through there. On the right, he is doing a small push with some infantry. AT4 is going to be able to deal with a Fuchs, and we're going to pull that back just because we don't want all his infantry engaging one unit. And I'm going to move up the LRS to support that as well.
Damn, that was close.
Do see the Apache pivoting, so we're going to have to position these PVADs accordingly if he does decide to push up. But overall, we completely control the middle. No chance of him getting back in there. He realizes that, and he's going to surrender. So just to go through the kills and losses here, you can see our command tank didn't really do much in the top right. Did put a lot of pressure on him, but overall, not really worth the investment for how we used it. Our Abrams here in the middle, able to clean up a lot of that light armor in the early game. Our Apache, when we did get aggressive with it, was very nice to kill the CV there, continued the pressure of the tick. And our Chaparrals, of course, being amazing, able to take out two cluster planes, the other one taking out the Tornado. And our HAs just cleaning up some light armor, as we didn't really take out any 2A3s. Um, but we didn't really need to at that point, as we had such a huge armor advantage. So GG to Wero in game one, and I'll have game two up shortly. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Later.